Alright, so what I'm going to be doing today is I'm going to be recreating an experiment I've already done, and that's because I received a comment from Dancino1996, and I apologize if I said that wrong, but he says, or she says, try adding some water. Now, in the original experiment, I put Dawn dish soap next to oil. We've all seen the duck commercial where the oil or the dish soap removes the oil, and I wanted to try that out. But in my original video, the Dawn soap kind of penetrates the oil, but it slowly creeps into it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this Dawn soap this time and the oil, and I got a cup of water here, and I'm going to add the dish soap to the water this time, and then we're going to put the water next to the oil. But before we do that, we're going to look at oil next to water, because we all know when we put oil on top of water or next to water, then they repel each other and they will not mix. And so we're going to take a look at oil next to water, and then we're going to take a look at oil next to water with dish soap in it and see how well they mix. Now, before we get under the microscope, I wanted to show you what this experiment looks like to our eyes. So on the right here, I have the dish soap water. It's hard to see. And then on the left, I have the normal water, and the middle is the oil. So left is normal water, middle is oil, and right is the mix. So I'm going to take the water and put it next to the oil, and we'll see what happens here. And you can kind of see there's not much. It does start to kind of wrap around the oil slowly, and but they don't mix. They kind of repel each other, and it doesn't really change much of the oil's shape here. Now watch what happens when I add the dish soap water to the oil. So keep in mind this oil is still a circle. Watch what happens when dish soap touches it. Boom. Immediately it loses its shape, and the oil's trying to stay together, but it's slowly breaking down, and I'll show you what this looks like under the microscope. So let's get to that microscope. All right, so we are now under the microscope, and this bottom section is oil and the top is water. I know it's kind of hard to tell because it's clear, but the water is the top and the bottom is this darker yellow looking substance. So that's the oil on the bottom. Now I'm gonna find a section you can see this a little bit better, but there's a lot of debris and junk in there, and that might be from wiping the slides and from the tissue paper wiping the slides, and just some gunk that was in the oil, some microplastics. But we have here our oil, and oh, here's a good section. We have, again, on the bottom is the oil, or to the left is the oil, to the right is the water, and you can see where both of them end and come to a point right here. So again, oil, water, they do not mix. There's a big old line right down the middle. You can see here some of those molecular bonds fighting against each other. You see the water push one way and the oil push another way. And that's to maintain their shape and keep the molecules bonded together because they do not mix. And that's kind of cool. But what we're going to do is we're going to now look at what happens when we mix the oil with the dish soap water. Remember, keep in mind this is regular water currently that we're looking at. So let's see what happens with the dish soap. All right, so I'm about to add the dish soap water to the oil. So we have the oil here, and I'm going to add it, and there it goes, just added it. Immediately, shape is changing, lots of fluidity, things are moving around. This is all oil, gunk in the oil. Let me find the edge here. So what is happening here is that Dawn dish soap has molecules that have hydrophobic and hydrophilic ends, meaning it will mix with both water and oil. And so that allows the water to break down the oil into pieces, little droplets. And that's how oil is built. How Dawn dish soap is able to remove the oil from ducks or really anything. Anyway, I'm going to jump around and show you guys some of the cool parts of this, or what I find to be pretty cool. Okay, so right here you can see the oil receding, and as it's receding you can start to see it start to break down the oil structure as it gets farther in. Anyway, I'm going to take this time to say thank you for watching. The video's not over, but if you are new to the channel, please subscribe and support the channel by subscribing and commenting below what you would like to see under the microscope. Anyway, look at this thing. It's just breaking down that oil, pushing it back, receding, and I find that pretty fascinating. Anyway, let's go to the next cool thing. Now right here, what we can see is we can see some of these oil bubbles. So like I was mentioning earlier, the soap goes in, it breaks it down and breaks it into little micro oil bubbles or little balls. And we can see some of those broken down oil bubbles. Anyway, that's going to do it for today's video. Thank you for watching. Please remember to subscribe, and I hope to see you on the next video.